baby. I'm going to try to get through this. Just bear with me, if you will, please. Welcome to the celebration of life of Donna Dishman. We've all heard the saying, people enter your life for a reason, a season, a lifetime. For all of us here this evening, Donna Dishman entered our lives for a reason. And her memory and legacy will stay with us for a lifetime. The reason my husband and I met the Dishmans, we purchased a piece of property 2 doors up from them that they owned, and we built our home there 8 years ago. The first time we met the Dishmans in person, we were also introduced to Dante, Cassie Girl, who would rule the roost, McKenna, Einstein, Theodore, and Gander. There were so many dogs and so much fur. There were other things too, but I didn't think it appropriate. Over the years, we have shared a lot of laughter, a lot of tears, a lot of ideas and plans, stories, memories, meals, and adult beverages. After my mother-in-law passed away 2 years ago, Donna and I had a very long and very heartfelt conversation regarding death. She insisted, when the time came, and it came too early, that there would be no viewing, no service, no tears, only a celebration, including lots of smiles and laughter, retelling of stories, sharing of memories, but most important, she said to me, please make sure you take care of Archie and the kids. As colleagues, friends, and family, we have all been respectful of no viewing, no service, but no tears. That is not going to happen. This gathering is a tribute to the many lives Donna touched and the impact that she has had on each and every one of us. Each relationship with her was different and unique, long-lasting. Please take a minute sometime this evening to write your best memory of Donna on the cards that are on the table or in front. My best memory of Donna Dishman are the road trips she and I took to pick up puppies. Donna would say when we would be down, "Hey, Jean, you want to go on a road trip?" And I knew I would be one of the first ones to bond with the new pups of the Dishman pack. That was Rigel, Finian, Justice, Judge, and Champ. We had many trips, and each time, the time together was precious. Be assured, please, that K-9's classmates' literacy and victim advocacy programs will continue in the memory Donna has created, all part of her legacy. We ask for your continued support in her memory. I've got 2 dogs here that are part of the literacy program. Linda Harris is here with her dog, Bo, and David Sledgers is here with his dog, Chablis. Thank you both for being here and bringing your dogs. On behalf of the Dishman family, thank you for all your kindness, concern, friendship, relationships, and unwavering support and love of Donna. A final thought. In the holding on and the letting go, in the ways we learn to cope, in the tears and the laughter, in the healing and the hope, in the moments when you miss her, and in those happy moments too, you celebrate her lasting love that keeps her close to you. Thank you all for coming and for remembering such an amazing lady and to help celebrate her altruistic life. I will miss my dear friend. Please stand for the invocation by Chaplain David Root. David has been a best buddy, a friend, and a neighbor.
Thank you. Let us join together in prayer. Almighty God, creator of the universe, we find ourselves here today for a celebration of life for a beloved member of our community, Donna Dishman. She has been a shining light in this community, and we will miss her husband Archie, her family, and neighbors and friends and fellow volunteers and civic leaders are so stricken with grief, we ask for peace for them. Donna brought peace and comfort to many children in the juvenile court system and enlightened the lives of students through canine classmates. I believe she should be counted as a community hero, a giant example of what we all should be doing for the littlest and most vulnerable ones in our community. I'm thankful for the opportunity to have been a small part of her life. Dear Lord, in that great ocean of humanity that you've created, there are some drops that sparkle, and Donna was one. Amen.
Okay. Beloved friends of Donna, Sheriff Marvin. Mark has been a mentor, gala auctioneer, and a beloved friend of Donna's. You gotta go back up there.
I can do it. I know it wasn't very gentlemanly, but that's just the easiest way to get up here. I know this is extremely difficult for all of us. I want to say thank you for everybody that's come out to show this magnificent lady some honor and respect. I know that we don't want to forget about Archie as well. But when Jean called and said, hey, we'd like you to speak, of course, the first thing that happens to me is, where are we going to be? What date is it, to make sure that we can be here? But it's extraordinarily hard because we're in the same room that just a couple of months ago we were calling numbers for an auction. And those of you that knew Donna, was anybody in this room ever able to tell Donna no if she asked you something? One time, in all the time that I knew Donna, I had to tell her that I couldn't come to one auction, and I personally felt guilty for a year because I had to tell that lady no. But we were just in here, and of course, when the news came across from the illness and everything, none of us had time to prepare, and you didn't have that time to really say and reflect and say goodbye. So it's an extraordinarily hard day. But then comes the part to, what do you say about a lady that did so much for her community, for her friends? And I just came back from a week-long conference in Fort Worth, and there was so much. It was almost as though Donna was at that conference in Fort Worth, because all these Texas sheriffs were talking about, you have people that will participate, and then you have people that will serve. And Donna was one of those people that was always one to serve. She wasn't in it to just participate. And givers and takers, and most certainly Donna was somebody that was going to be a giver. But one of the things, and if you've heard this before, the first thing that struck me is something that I wanted to share. If you've heard this before, it has special meaning again today. And then if you've never heard it before, maybe you'll get something out of it. But if you have ever been, unfortunately, to a cemetery to say goodbye to a friend, and you look at the markers that are individually there, and the most important thing that you see on the markers are, of course, the people's name. And then most of us in our head are doing the math, because you're looking at a date of birth, and you're looking at a date for passing. And we're all trying to think in our heads, can I do the math without getting out a piece of paper? But the most important thing besides the name is not the two numbers. It's the dash in between, and the life that you live, and the impact that you make on others. And Donna did so much. As far back as I can remember, Donna had participated in the Citizen Sheriff's Academy that we have at the office. And then as a result of that, she was heavily involved in the Junior Deputy Academy, and then Victim Services and CID. And then I'm not gonna steal anybody else's. There was just so much. And then just sometimes, Donna would bring Einstein to the sheriff's office so Einstein could walk around and visit with the employees of the sheriff's office. And I got such a big kick because just occasionally you could ask Donna, can I hold the leash and walk him around? Because it was just that big of a, I mean, you take these soft Newfoundland dogs around the office that do so much for people. So just that life of service and the impact that she had. But there were several things that I wanted to share that just are so reminiscent about Donna. So there was a quote that says, the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. And that describes Donna to a T. And albeit that it's a little, there was another one by Albert Pine that says, what we do for ourselves dies with us, but what we do for others and the world remains and is immortal. And that is the Donna that we all know. When I had a chance to visit with Archie, when I heard the news of Donna, I wanted to go see her. Archie and I had a nice long visit, but what I want us to remember is we honor her. What would Donna want each one of us to do? And we don't want to forget about Archie, number one, but Archie said, what do I do now? And I looked at Archie and said, you are surrounded by friends. And there is nobody in this room that's going to forget or let you be alone. So, Godspeed. Thank you for allowing me to take a few minutes to talk about Miss Donna. And I showed up, I can tell her that. And, you know, I know that others will, and we don't want to be sad. I mean, again, we're sad just because it means something to us, but remember her for who she was and how important that dash is to her, and each one of us can change that dash for ourselves. Thank you.
Mount County Criminal District Attorney Jennifer Clark. Don worked with the DA's office. I asked her for how many years, and she couldn't remember. She said she's always been there. 8.
Well, officially it may be 8, but in reality, and this is what I was trying to explain to Jean, before we had a program, we had a program. And that's just who Donna was. You know, not all heroes wear capes or uniforms or badges. Some come in the form of a best buddy. And that's the title that Donna gave herself and many others that have had such a lifelong, lasting impact on so many kids in this community. The partnership that Donna had with my office was like none other. What she was able to do with the kids, the pups, was fill a gap in our system that no prosecutor, no judge, no officer, no advocate could fill. You know, when you come to court and it's your turn to talk about some of the worst things that's ever happened to you in your life, the last thing you want to deal with is to talk about it, number one. But number two is the dread the night before or the moments before that. And what Donna, through her kids, were able to do was to fill a gap and give a level of peace and comfort like none other. Donna and her dogs, officially they were Gander, but I remember McKenna. I was looking for an old photo at a CASA event where I had the chance to sit on the floor, and Donna thought it was hilarious because I was in my suit, but sitting on the floor and just loving on McKenna. what I love about it is they spend time, but it's not just the kids and the families that come through our office. It's also my office. There are a lot of us here tonight. And there are so many times where Donna, it's like she knew we were run down and we just needed a pick-me-up, and she'd come by with the dogs. And there, as you saw, many photos of us on the floor in our hallway loving on the dogs. We threw a baby shower or a puppy shower, and it was awesome. I remember when she talked to me about getting Justice, and I was so excited. I remember when she brought him to the courthouse to surprise me, and I remember calling over to Judge Krause because he was next door, and I'm like, hey, I need you to come over. It's a really important emergency. And so he came over to our office worried, and we had baby Justice, who was probably, 50 pounds. And just in that moment, there are so many times when Donna came to our office, if we had a staff celebration, whether it was Easter or Halloween or Christmas, and Donna was there dressed up, and so was Gander. We had to be careful with Justice because he likes to eat our food and trash. But Gander is super behaved, and so Gander was always there. Through our court program, Donna and her kids accompanied our victims and their family members a lot of times during the pretrial meetings and our court proceedings, giving them comfort, as I mentioned, reducing anxiety, and helping them participate in a more confident manner. I will tell you that many people would say that the pups had superpowers, and they did. They knew just who in that conference room or that victim room, who to go lean into first. It was absolutely remarkable. And I will tell you, earlier this year, I got to be one of those persons. I knew I was about to go into a room and talk to a victim and her mom and her grandma to explain to them what likely was going to happen next in the courtroom. And I was dreading it. I really was. It was nothing that they wanted to hear. It was nothing that they wanted to talk about. And I was stressed about it. It was information in terms of what I thought was about to happen. I thought it was going to be even more difficult, might even be more traumatic, embarrassing. And I could feel my heart beating fast. And when I walked in to say this, Gander is laying on the floor, what I thought was asleep, got up right away and just sauntered right up to me and leaned in and then looked up. And if you've been around the dogs, you know exactly what I'm talking about. He looked up, and it was like he was looking at me saying, all right, girl, you know what you need to do. And I did, and I explained it to them. And I hurt for them because it is uncomfortable. But that's the magic of what Donna brought to our county. A lot of counties have therapy dogs, but only Comal County had Donna. And there's just no comparison, none. I wish I could show you picture after picture, every child and every parent that Gander or Justice or Judge were there to comfort. Photos of them curled up on the floor sleeping, curled up on the couch sleeping, or just, I have one report. These 3-year-olds were riding Gander, and I really felt sorry for Gander. But he was a trooper. He let them yank on his tail, and he just laid there and took it like a champion. What I think is remarkable, and why I think Gander and Justice and Judge and all of the dogs, how they knew that was because of Donna, and you, Archie, too. That's not just a breed. It's not. They're remarkable. But that's you, and that's Donna. And that's the difference. Their intuition and their love and their perception, that comes from the two of y'all. I think something else that's really important to understand, we talk about the court program when we talk about the dogs and the time that they spent with the victims and the victim's family in our sitting area. But what doesn't get mentioned a lot of times is what Donna was doing. So for context, if we're in a trial And we think our victim's going to testify maybe this afternoon. Very often they'll get here in the morning. They get to our office in the morning and they sit and they wait because we don't know how long a witness is going to go, whether it's going to go faster than we expected or slower. But when the dogs are in there working with the victims, Donna's not in the same room. She's sitting at a little makeshift desk that we had for her, and she's just sitting and she's waiting. I cannot tell you how many hours she was in our office just sitting and waiting. I am not a patient person, and sitting still and just waiting and being peaceful is a tremendous challenge for me. But that's what she did. And I think what else is remarkable is in the sitting and the waiting, that's how she chose to enjoy her retirement. And if you think about that, that was her sacrifice, her time, and her talent, and her love. She cared that much. Whenever we would ask, and I would always preface it too, is if it's convenient, it would be great if you could bring gander, or it would be great, and I would always say, if it's convenient. And she wouldn't even look at her calendar, she'd be like, we'll be there, we'll be there. It was never a question of whether or not she was gonna make it happen, she was just gonna make it happen. And here recently, when she learned of some of the medical issues, the very first thing she was worried about was making sure that we were going to continue the program. That was the only thing she was worried about. And I just wanted to talk to Donna like, okay, what's the treatment going to look like? Don't worry about us. We'll be fine. We can do it without you. And she just like, no, I need you to promise me. I need you to promise me. And that to me also tells you the type of woman that she was. Many people receiving the diagnosis that she received, or the information that she would receive, would first think about, what is this going to look like for me? How uncomfortable is this going to be for me? But all she cared about is making sure that we were going to keep the program going. I promise you, it will continue to grow. And I think when you look around this room, you see a glimpse of the impact that Donna had in this community. And it's going to take a lot of us to fill her shoes, even though they were pretty tiny, but very stylish. But it is going to take a lot of us to fill that, because she was an absolutely remarkable woman. And there will never be another Donna Dishman. We just have to choose in our time to be willing to sacrifice our time and just to be there and sit and be in the moment and love people, even when it means just sitting there. And I don't think a lot of people do that. I think she and Archie, you two, are absolutely one of a kind. I'm a better person by virtue of the relationship that y'all chose to spend your time with me. You never had to. It was out of love and a personal sacrifice, a selflessness. One of a kind, and I hope we can all be a little more Donna. Thank you.
I can't even do this right now. Stacy DeFer, Executive Director of Children's Advocacy Center of Camille County, and proud owner of their support dog, Champ, who is he's doing his job right now. He's cleaning. Yep. Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right. Bear with me. I had a good friend recently tell me that I need to embrace my awkwardness, so I'm going to do that right now. Sometimes I get a little awkward up here. First of all, I came to know Donna and Archie through the McKenna Foundation. Somehow Alice and Kristen thought it would be a great idea to introduce Donna and I. They thought we would hit it off swimmingly, and man, they were correct. And I'm so thankful for you guys for giving me that blessing to know Donna. So, man, I practiced this speech so much that I wouldn't do this, so sorry. And when I thought of what I wanted to say up here tonight, I realized something. I don't have a dozen stories with Donna. In fact, many of you probably knew her a lot longer than I did. My time with her was short. And at first I thought maybe that disqualified me from speaking up here today. But then I realized that maybe that's exactly why I should. Maybe my short time with Donna said more about her than years ever could. Because Donna had the innate ability to make people feel like you have known her your whole life within a matter of minutes. She could make you feel like she's always been there, and I'm so thankful for that, but I'm going to admit that I'm a little mad that I got robbed with my time with her, but we all did, because somehow giving that gift to people, there's a validation in that, and there's a comfort in that, by knowing that there's somebody there that loves you wholly, and Donna did that. If you can think about that for a moment, how many people have walked into your life and in a matter of months have left a fingerprint on your heart that has been there forever? She welcomed people without making them earn it. She loved without keeping score. She laughed easily, cared deeply, and somehow made every person she met feel like they mattered. At the CAC, we meet children on one of the hardest days of their lives. They don't need someone to fix everything. They need to feel safe, and they need to feel like they're supported. And Donna got that instinctively. She didn't have to learn that, she just knew. She knew that healing sometimes begins long before words are ever spoken. She knew that healing meant sometimes just sitting with someone in their pain without judgment. And she knew that sometimes healing came with 4 paws and a wagging tail and a lot of slobber. That being said, if you knew Donna, you knew her children, her fur babies. They were her everything outside of Archie, because he was too. They were first. That's okay. That's okay. Recently, you may have heard about Tam, and I heard from Archie the other day, and I could saw for myself that he was her baby boy, and she spoiled him accordingly. So I had big shoes to fill in that realm. Because she knew that Tam was more than just a dog. As with all of the dogs in her purview, she knew that they are hope, they are comfort, and they are courage wrapped in fur for kids and for victims who need someone desperately to lean on, both figuratively and literally, as Jennifer mentioned. So another thing, if you knew Donna, you know she wasn't afraid to speak her mind at all. She was tenacious, she fought for what she believed in, she showed up, and she loved fiercely. And somehow, this happened a time or two, she could make you laugh while she was explaining to you exactly why you were wrong about something. I think we all knew better than to argue too long with Donna, because she'd win anyway. The world desperately needs more people to love like Donna did and cared like Donna did. People who just get it. People who look at someone in need and they don't look away. People who leave every room that they enter a little bit brighter than when they found it. Donna did all of those things and so much more. There's a quote that says, "To the world, you may be but one person, but to one person, you may be the world." I think Donna turned that whole quote upside down because she made every person that she met feel like they were important. Man, Archie, I just want you to know that we're so thankful. Thank you for sharing her with us. And I want you to know that this community that she poured all this love into is circling right back around to you. Okay? You're not alone, we're here. And we love you just as much as we love Donna, okay?
I'm not sure I believe that.
No, you better, because it's about to come on you. You better get ready. So today, while our hearts are heavy, because man, we miss her and we loved her, I want to leave us all here with a challenge. Let's love people the way Donna loved people. Let's notice those who are struggling and hurting. Let's fight for what we believe in, and let's make strangers feel like old friends. Because, like I said, that's important. That's a huge gift. And if we all carry just a little bit of Donna with us when we leave here today, her story doesn't end here. It continues with every act of kindness, every person we make feel seen, and every person who walks away from us saying, man, I feel like I've known them forever. Finally, to Donna, we miss you. Thank you for trusting me with your baby boy. Thank you for being a lifelong friend for me. The world was better because you were here. Now it's our job to make sure it stays better because you were.
Thank you.
Just a minute. I want to say a special thank you to the McKenna Foundation family for always welcoming Donna and for always welcoming K-9 classmates and providing this incredible space that meant so much to her for her tribute this evening. We all know and love Archie Dishman, and we're all here tonight. You ready? It's your turn.
Okay, I'm going to miss a lot of things, I know, but thank you all for being here. Actually, I know most of you, but not all, because Donna had so many friends. But the first thing I'd like to do after welcoming you, best buddies. Would the best buddies stand up for me for just a second? Come on, I know we got more than that. There we go. And another best buddy. Thank you all. I want you to know how much I appreciate the best buddies, because they go the whole year, they go at least one day a week, some go more, for about 4 or 5 hours to school. And it's every week during the school year. It's not just occasionally. And they work one-on-one with the students that need help. 30 minutes. The dog, the best buddy, and the student. And it's a hard project, and yet they volunteer to do it year after year. So thank you all very much. Donna was very proud of that program. And of course, helping the kids in the DA's office, she just, that was the most fantastic thing for her. She just loved to go down there. Now I'm going to have to put on my glasses because I can't see. And I want to say one more thing about the best buddies. They're all volunteers. None of them get paid. I'm a best buddy, and I don't get paid either. So, you know, but it's worth it when you see the kids and how much they grow over the year. By the way, Mark, these are happy tears. So just to let you know that. And the reason I'm dressed like this is because this is how I dress for school. With K-9 classmates, we work with so many kids, and hey buddy. We work with so many kids in Title V schools that have no parents at home. The parents may be in jail, they may be gone, so they live with their grandparents. And sometimes they wear pajamas to school because that's what they have. And so I try to dress to where I'm not overdressing them. I'm not a teacher, never could have been a teacher, but one-on-one, they like me, so, and they like the way I dress. So that's why I'm wearing this tonight. And now I would like to introduce a couple more people. Her family. There's Carol Wood, her sister, who came here from Ohio. Barbara's a cousin who drove up here from Beaumont. Long drive. So, and we hardly ever saw them, and I never got to see them because I always had to take care of the dogs while Donna went down. But and Robert Bridgers was actually a pilot in the Air Force. Navy. Marine Corps, excuse me. I was in the Air Force, that's right, he was in the Marine Corps. And his most important job was flying the president. He was an important guy. So I appreciate y'all being here. It really helps. So besides that, they bought me dinner last night. Then there's my son Aaron and his family, Julie and Avery. And they have helped me get through this. It's really, and the friends, you all are our friends, not just acquaintances, but you all are our friends. And I appreciate all of you. And Donna would have been very pleased to see you all here. She would have been embarrassed to see you all here. But that's the way she was. Now, I'd also like to thank the McKenna Foundation. And I'm almost finished, by the way. So the McKenna Foundation for helping us get started. McKenna was our first grantor, and they really helped us get going. And then GVTC Foundation was next, and Baptist Health Systems, happy tears, kept us going. They really helped us increase our number of students we could serve. So those three, plus all of you in here that have supported us over the years, it's just been unbelievable. And I cannot thank you all enough. Excuse me. And, you know, Donna's passion was helping children. And I don't know if you probably all read the literature, but at the schools, one-on-one program, that's the student, the best buddy, and the dog, that was over 260 of those students every week. And that was because of a lot of you all, so I appreciate it. And she appreciated it. She loved the program. And I keep going up and down my voice there. But Donna loved life, and she loved what she did. The only caveat was, oh, thank you, my son. The only caveat was that there had to be a dog involved. Nothing without a dog. So, and I know that Donna's watching us now, watching me especially, make sure that we keep that dream of hers alive, and we're going to do that. So, once again, I thank you all for being here to honor Donna, and I just can't tell you how much I love and appreciate all of you. Thank you.
I want to thank all of you for showing up to honor Donna and celebrate her life. This is one of the most impressive things I've ever seen. We used to come to the Worst Fest back in the early 70s, and I don't think the population at that time was as many people as in this room. This says volumes about Donna, and I got to tell you, I'm trying to figure out whether I should nominate her for Citizen of the Year or Sainthood. But, I heard so many superlatives tonight, talking with all her friends. I kind of made up, Archie asked me, so would you mind making a toast to Donna? And I have a kind of a Don Rickles side that I'm not I am ashamed of that. But anyway, I came in and started talking to some of your people, so I threw it in the garbage. You're going to get the true version of Donna. Jennifer, you said, if you look around this room, you'll get a glimpse of the impact that Donna has made on this community. This is beyond impressive, and thank you all for taking time out of your day. Obviously, Donna liked dogs. Donna loved dogs. She loved you too. After the dogs were fair. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand and make a toast to Donna Dishman. Let's toast to Donna's honor and memory, and thank you all for coming here to celebrate her life. One of the kindest, most gentle people I've ever known in my life. We could all aspire to be like her. This would be a better world. Salute. Salute.
Ready? Okay, here we go again. Ready? Woo! Donna gave generously of her time and her heart. For all of you, meeting Donna was always an experience. Her energy, her passion, her bluntness, her commitment, and her wealth of knowledge were amazing. I don't think anyone ever met her who didn't make the transition from acquaintance to friend. Archie asked me after Don passed if I would ask a few people to speak a few words for this amazing woman. As I call your name, would you please come forward? But before you come forward, Dr. Keith Lakey, who is president of Canine Classmates, is on vacation. How convenient. But he did send his message, and my sweet husband has agreed to read it.
It should be obvious to any of you who know Dr. Lakey that I am not Dr. Keith Lakey. But he did put together this lovely tribute that I would mostly read. Today we gather to celebrate the life of an extraordinary woman, Donna Dishman, a wife, a friend, a visionary, and someone whose kindness changed countless lives. More than 20 years ago, Donna had a simple but powerful vision that the unconditional love of a dog
She likes it there.
could help a child discover confidence, comfort, and hope. From that vision, she founded Canine Classmates, an organization that began helping children improve their literacy through reading with therapy dogs. What started as one remarkable idea grew into something far greater than any of us could have imagined. Donna saw needs where others saw obstacles. She expanded Canine Classmates into the court system where therapy dogs provide comfort to children who had experienced crimes against them. During some of the hardest moments of their young lives, Donna made sure they didn't have to face them alone. Through her determination, compassion, and unwavering commitment, she gave children the courage when they needed it the most. But Donna's greatest gift wasn't just what she built, it was who she was. She had a generous heart. A little repetition, a theme you can sense maybe from one of the speakers. She had a generous heart, a gentle spirit, and a way of making everyone feel welcome. She inspired volunteers, encouraged friends, and quietly made the world a better place every single day. Her legacy isn't measured only by the organization she founded, but by the thousands of children and families whose lives were forever changed because she cared. Donna was more than the founder of Canine Classmates, she was a friend. Her friendship was a blessing that we will always treasure. We will miss her wisdom, her compassion, her smile, and her unwavering belief that one person can really make a difference. Today, the Canine Classmates family mourns an incredible loss. While our hearts are heavy, we are also filled with gratitude for the time we shared with Donna and for the legacy she leaves behind. It is now our privilege and our responsibility to carry her vision forward so that her work continues to touch lives for generations to come. Our hearts also go out to her beloved husband, Archie. Archie, thank you for sharing Donna with all of us. We know the depth of your loss cannot be measured, and we hope you find comfort in knowing how deeply she was loved, admired, and respected by everyone whose life she touched. You are in our thoughts and prayers, and the Canine Classmates family stands with you. Donna's life reminds us that kindness matters, compassion heals. One person's vision can transform a community. Though we will miss her beyond words, her spirit will continue to live on every time a child gains confidence while reading to a dog. Thanks, Jennifer. Jennifer's wiping her eyes for me. Every time a frightened child finds comfort in a therapy dog's presence. Every time someone chooses kindness because Donna showed them the way. Thank you, Donna, for your friendship, your leadership, and your love. Your work here is done, but your legacy will never end. Rest in peace, dear friend. You will be deeply missed, forever remembered, and always loved. So glad I offered to read that for Dr. Lee.
Alan and Chad Stoneman. From the Stoneman Foundation, Bear Creek Market, friends, funders, supporters, mentors, and all loved by Donna.
Yes. What an honor that Archie and Jean, thank you for your work putting this together. Every time I'm involved with Donna, it's always with the community. Like, I've never met somebody who could bring so many people together and have them spend so much money, too, for these dogs, you know. When Jean came to me at the store, I was making an espresso, and we were busy. And I hadn't seen Donna in a few weeks, and I had been talking to Liz and the employees about it. And because Donna, when she comes in on Wednesday or Thursday, and she buys a lot of stuff. And then she tells us what to make for the next time she comes in. And so when Jean came and told me quite a while ago, that was very nice of you, and I was so honored. We're probably gonna have to shut the store down now, because she loved that store, and she did. And I knew Donna before the store. I knew Donna through my 3 kids. My oldest kid in kindergarten learned how to read with, I think, Gander. And then Donna loved our kids, so she would bring her kids, the dogs, to our house. And our little kids be running all over those dogs, you know. And so one of the things she would do when she came into the store is, one of the things Donna had that was beautiful was that when she entered a room, it wasn't a room anymore, it was like a community event, you know. And so when she came into the store, it stopped being a store and started being like this place where people came and chatted. She would stay there for like 30 minutes and just talk to everybody, and then more people would come in that knew her, and it would just be like this event. And then Donna would say, "Come on, Chad, I got something to show you." And it was very important. And then there'd be a dog, a puppy in the back, and God, I just loved her. You know, I did. I'm not gonna cry, but one of the things that so over time, I had this like emotional relationship with her. And during fundraiser, it would always be me and her in like the back, and Archie running around, and me and her would just be back there going, "Man, these people are so beautiful. Look at what they're doing for these dogs and these kids and everything in this community." And I didn't know half the work. I just knew about the work at kids, but she would come to the store, and I would see all these emotions on her face, and her and I would go outside and talk, and she started telling me about all the events at the courtrooms and stuff. She couldn't say much, but you know, I held her hand a little bit while she told me about some of this stuff, and she struggled, especially recently, you know, but she loved doing that. She felt it was so important, and where do we find people like that anymore, you know? It's so hard. So, and I think about what I was as a child and a teenager and a young adult. I was an idiot, you know, and it's people like Donna that I'm glad that my children can meet and the generations before can meet, because you know, like the sheriff said, you know, she was a server, you know, she served, but she taught people how to serve, you know, and you can't beat that.
Thank you, Gene. Thank you, Archie, for having us up here. You know, Comal County is really a special place. We're not just friends here. We're family. Does everybody agree with that? That's what this county is. Most of you are like me, have been here for 40, 50 years. When there wasn't anybody here, somebody was mentioned there wasn't as many people in this room. That's true. Look at us today. And look how big this room is today. Archie, we are family, and we're going to be here when you need us. Donna touched the heart of many, many people. I have a partial list. First is the children that she's taking care of right now and K-9 classmates. There are children in the process, and they're being taken care of. We've got past children. Some of those children are here in this room today. We have teachers. We have principals and administrators. We have police and sheriff investigators. We have veterinarians. We have court reporters. We have prosecutors. Our district attorney. We have judges. And we probably have a few criminal defense attorneys that she touched the heart of. Can you imagine being a defense attorney and walking in and trying to fight that dog? Give me a break. And I don't want to miss anybody, but there are many, many other people who had direct and indirect contact with Donna and K-9 classmates. All this has always brought the attention of many organizations within the county. I can't name them all, that have supported Donna's K-9 classmates financially. And it's been a big help. All of us have come to the fundraisers, and all of us have given. And that's been an important thing that we do. And there's a lot of individuals that have given individually too. It's not just the organizations. It's the individual person that has supported K-9 classmates. And we will continue. That was said earlier, and we will continue that. In closing, as a special note about Donna and our love for her, when Donna got in line at the gates of St. Peter, God sent St. Peter a note. Bring that lady to the front of the line. We got a special place for her in heaven. God bless Donna.
Thank you, gentlemen. Next man that's going to speak is Bill Bigoday. I met Bill at a Rotary meeting. We had the opportunity to talk. He actually mentored and was a dear, dear friend to Donna. Donna says, you need to meet this man. So I did, and here he is tonight.
I didn't realize how hard this was going to be standing up here, but I'm learning. You know, we're hearing from all the different aspects of Donna. You'll hear some more as the others share. And there's so much to her, you know, that I didn't know a lot of it, and I'm sure y'all didn't either. I mean, we've heard about the dogs and her love. And I'm in the New Braunfels Rotary Club. I say that jokingly because there's another one in town. And for some reason, Donna and I ended up sitting together every time she came to a meeting, and she became my friend. It kind of surprised me. And another good friend of hers was Judy Kovac Long. I don't know if any of y'all know her or not. She's in Florida now, but those two ladies would sit next to me during the meeting. And before I get into anything else, I want to say Rotary has a motto that all members are supposed to try to follow, and that's called service above self. And that's what we try to do. And Donna exemplified that. I mean, we've heard how she did the dogs, but you know, There's stories I could tell how she helped Rotary, but one of them, anytime we'd have a blood drive, and we'd do that like twice a year, she'd always sign up to go over there and give blood. Where she got all this time from, I don't know. I wish I had asked her that. You know, where she got all the energy. She was 2 years older than me, and I know I couldn't keep up with her. But she meant a lot to me and always had a smile on her face. And I'd come in there grumpy from work or, you know, some traffic or something, and she just kind of smiled at me and, you know, just took that load off my shoulders. She meant, like I said, it meant a great deal to me, as she did to all of us. And I know somebody said that she didn't wear a cape, but she was kind of a superhero. And her cape was the dogs, was Rotary, was all these other things. She'd switch around, being a good neighbor, you know. And it's an example for all of us to try to live up to and achieve. And we need to continue to support, like they said, Archie, walk with him. I personally know how hard it is. And we also need to support K-9 classmates. And the stories that we've heard, I remember one time she had her banquet or gala, whatever, here, and they had a little boy that was, I think, in 4th grade that was having really difficulty reading. I think he's reading at 1st grade, and after a year with the dog, he was up to the 4th grade level. He had written a book, and there were about as many people in that room that night as they are here. And here this little man is in 4th grade speaking and sharing what K-9 classmates meant to him. I was just so impressed, you know, with that. But that's just a sampling of all that she did. So keep Archie in your prayers and believe someday that, you know, when we get to heaven, we'll get to see her again and talk to her and get that hug and see that smile and that love that she just gave away. Thank y'all.
Mr. Ron Chris. Ron has been a mentor and a friend, financial supporter, all around, best bud. You need this stuff?
Yeah, I do. I'll tell you what, I look out here and I see so many good friends, and I got to tell you, well, first they gave me 3 to 5 minutes for this. I can't say good afternoon in 3 to 5 minutes. I'm a Texas boy, and I'll try to keep it simple, not so you understand it, but so I understand it. So seeing all you friends here, I got to tell you, this is kind of a miracle in itself, to be honest with you. I've never seen this many of you out on parole at the same time in years. This is great. I don't know what it tells us, but it's great. And you are a gift to our county, Madam District Attorney. I don't know, if you quit telling people you're awkward, nobody's ever going to figure it out. Is the sheriff still here? Oh, I see. You knew I was going to say something about you. Yeah, I want to make a comment on what you said about the dash. And I want you all to understand that what's going to be on your gravestone starts today. So you need to think about it if you're going to make it happen. Now, you may not care. I, for one, have already made the decision on what's going to be on my gravestone. I told you I was sick. So think about it, or somebody's going to put that on your gravestone. Thank y'all for being here celebrating the life of Donna. She was an honorable, passionate, kind, just a servant's heart walking around between, you know, all the bad things that happened and all the bad things. Let me tell you something. It was not easy for her to see the things she had to see and provide the service that she provided. I've been there before, you know, working with children and stuff, and it's painful. Most people won't do it. She was a beautiful gift to us from God and is greatly missed. And the Bible tells us in Psalm 34, verse 18, the Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. God sees our profound guilt, our profound grief, and He knows that we need His comfort and His joy, and He's providing it for us now. So lean in, lean in. He still sees you. He knows what we're going through. So friends and family gave me some things to share with you. You may not know about Donna. Now, I'm at peril when I read things that people tell me to read, because I don't know if they're true or not. I only had to throw 2 of these out for being inappropriate, but I'll go with the ones that were left. She grew up in Maracaibo in Venezuela, and I looked that up, and that's where it is. Her father worked in the oil field, and took her a while to find him, but she went back to teach in Maracaibo, probably looking for her dad. Oh, she was a great cook. She preferred South American fare. I had to think about this. I said, I've been to medieval fairs, health fairs, I've been to job fairs. You know, the fair means food. So she was fluent in Spanish. I don't know what fluent Spanish sounds like. Most of the guys I hang out with really butcher it. It's not even suitable for mixed company usually. But it was real pretty when she spoke it. So this is something else you probably didn't know. This is kind of amazing. This is where we all are. You know, I'm a lot closer to 80 than I am to 70. Thank you, honey. But once a week, while she was attending the University of Texas, her grandparents would drive over from Beaumont, Texas. Now that's 250 miles, about 4 hours. And now I understand why grandparents do stuff like that. Because if you don't have a Whataburger in your city, and you want to see your granddaughter, and you have an excuse, you can even stay overnight in a hotel. So remember that when y'all get older. This one almost threw out because it just didn't make sense to me. Donna could misplace credit cards faster and more frequently than anyone I know. Now think about this. I've never known a woman who actually lost a credit card. I know a lot of women who lost control with a credit card. So take this for what it's worth. Donna often watched movies late at night, right? She especially liked movies from the late 20th century. And I looked that up, and that's like from 1970 to the year 2000. And y'all may remember that as the golden age of creativity before every movie was in a sequel. So she would stay up and just watch good movies. Donna left us a beautiful legacy of loving service to others. Her servant's heart touched countless children, the community, family members, all of us who knew her and loved her. She influenced the lives of many of us in this room. And everybody got a Donna story? Wait till you hear this one. I end up in some strange situations sometimes. I don't know what it is about me. I just kind of show up in the wrong place at the wrong time. So it was after our gala here, the one we had a few months ago, and y'all probably recognize this when I tell you. So Donna was there. It was over. It had just ended. She's standing there. She's in a beautiful gown. She looked semi-radiant. She was kind of worn out after all that stuff. But she had a tired smile, but she was happy. She was so happy. So many good things happened at that last one. It's just incredible what y'all did. And of course, she was shorter than she was at the night started because she didn't wear any shoes after it's over. She kicks off her shoes, keeps moving so you can't track down the smell. And she told me, she said, "Man, I am desperate for a bottle of wine." Anybody remember that? And I said, "Man, I could use a drink." And she let me stand there just like this. And she looked at me like I had two heads and said, "You can find your own darn bottle." Jeremiah 29:11, God says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. This is God's promise to all of us. Donna left us with more than a legacy. She left us a model for service to others. She showed us that the opportunity of a lifetime only lasts as long as the lifetime of the opportunity. So for those of you who are sitting on your hands, do yourself a favor. When God promised that He was going to take care of you, He gave you talents. Everybody know what their talents are? Mine happens to be public speaking. So, anyway, you know, in the book of James it says, don't just be a knower of the word, be a doer of the word. Get out there and help people. Do what you can, because this place is a better place because Donna was in it. When Donna saw an opportunity, she took it. She fulfilled the vision she had for her canine classmates, changed many lives, and married Archie, the love of her life. And she made our world so much better. She made us better. Because you can't be around somebody like Donna without it rubbing off on you. So in closing, I want to read from Numbers 6, 24 through 26. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make His face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up His countenance upon you and give you peace. God bless you all always, and thanks so much for being here. This is important stuff. Remember, our pastor always says, life is about 90% of just showing up. You don't have to say anything. There usually are no words. So, God bless you all.
This next lady is the immediate past president of the board of directors. Carl Carter is Mel Independent School District principal at Mountain Valley Elementary School and has been a supporter and advocate for canine classmates and all the puppies that are there.
And I won't ask you for money. This is tough. Mr. Fisk, you're a hard act to follow. I had the privilege of knowing Donna for 15 years, and I swear she followed me around. We met first at Starksville Elementary. I was an instructional coach. She would bring Dante or Einstein or Teddy. I'm really bad with names, and I just love fluff. So Teddy, Einstein, Dante may have been the front dog, but Donna was always the heart and the energy behind every visit. Her passion for children, literacy, and her beloved dogs was evident, in Archie, in everything she did, everything. I had the honor of being a principal at 6 different elementary schools. I opened a school and she called me and said, I'll be there. And Archie was there the first year. Over the years, Donna and her dogs touched the lives of countless children across countless elementary campuses. She understood that building confidence in reading could change the direction of a child's future. And she made that mission her life's work. She recognized the impact those visits had on educators, not just the students. On the days Donna and her dogs were on campus, the stress seemed a little lighter, the smiles a little bigger, and the school just felt so much brighter. Donna never passed up an opportunity to let someone love on her dogs, which meant she ran late on her schedule. And of course, she'd stop and talk to you and talk to her dogs. And she loved everyone who loved on her dogs just as much as she did. As I said, she'd even let herself get behind schedule for the sake of connecting with anyone she encountered in the hallways. As a fellow board member of Canine Classmates, I had the privilege of seeing another side of Donna. She was relentless in her commitment to ensuring that Canine Classmates continued its mission of bringing dogs and their best buddies into schools, and that changed lives. She believed deeply in our purpose and worked tirelessly to see it grow, knowing that every child and every school deserved the opportunity to experience the comfort, the confidence, and joy that these incredible dogs could provide. Donna's kindness, generosity, and unwavering belief in both children and dogs created a legacy that will continue to live on in the lives she touched. She made our schools, our community, and our world a so much better place. While we will miss her so deeply, we will honor her by carrying her mission forward, one child, one school, and one dog at a time. Thank you.
Cool. I'm gonna introduce the next two gentlemen, one behind the next. This is Steve Vanderveer. Steve was past president when I first met Donna. Neighbor, friend, financial supporter, and an all-around stellar guy. Woo! Just for today, don't let it go to bed. Yeah, tonight, yeah, all right. And right after Steve, I'm gonna have Jeff Flynn speak. You can't see me really anymore. Jeff was the first vet for K9 Classmates for the first dogs, and I'm going to say, Dante was the first one, Jeff?
Actually, no, we go back to the Malamutes.
The Malamutes.
Archie would have to tell us Cassie, Cosmo.
And Katie.
Kaiser.
So I'm going to pass the mic to these guys, and then you can pass it to him. How's that?
Works for me. Thank you for the introduction. Sharon and I built a house at Canyon Lake. We didn't know anybody. And Donna calls Sharon up and says, how would you like to come to a ladies' function and meet some of the ladies in the neighborhood? That was great. Sharon had a great time, got to meet a lot of the ladies. Like 2 weeks later, she calls her up again and she says, how would you like to come to a welcome reception at our house? We said, great. Archie cooks the hamburgers, we drink the wine, we meet some neighbors, some of them are probably here. We had a great time. It was over and we're talking to them in the house. And Archie says to me, want to meet the kids? And I'm thinking to myself, I am a terrible person. I really thought Archie was about my age, and I'm going, I'm really a poor judge of a gauge, okay? So I don't know if it was Archie or Donna that disappeared for a few minutes, and here comes 250 pounds of hair running at Sharon and I. She screams, jumps behind me. It's that death till do us part thing, okay? We loved them. Oh my goodness, they rubbed up against you, petted them, they slobbered all over you. It was a wonderful experience, okay? That's when we first heard about K9 Classmates. Had no clue what was going on. A little bit after that, Donna called me. She said, how would you like to be on our board? I said, Donna, that's great, but I don't know anything about nonprofits. All of my experience is corporate, okay? She said, come on. So the board meetings were great. They were at Donna and Archie's table in their house, okay? Archie took notes because he had to keep notes for the IRS to keep the 501c3 valid, okay? I remember one time we were having a meeting and I needed to go to the restroom, so I got up and left. When I came back, I was the president. And it went on for years. Another fond memory is When I first came in, it was Don and Archie. They were probably 95% of the funding for K-9 classmates. Okay? But they were getting a reputation. More people wanted their services. And Archie and Don knew they needed to find some funding, okay? And I don't know who it was. Somebody introduced her to the McKenna Foundation. Boy, that was great. We'd go to their conference room and they would tell us what we needed to do as an organization to become available for funding for this great foundation. It was a great gift to the K-9 classmates. Another fond memory I have is you could always tell when Donna had a new dog. I mean, you'd be at the post office, you'd be at the box, you get your mail, sorry, I'm saying post office. Or you'd be going out the gate and Donna would stop and get out and talk to you, right? Well, I know a lot of you had kids that had scratches on your arms or your legs, and you see those light, bright Band-Aids with all the characters on them. That's what Donna would have on her arms and legs. I'd say, oh, you got a new puppy, huh? It was easy. One of my greatest memories is probably the first gala. It was in a venue around the Comel River. I don't remember the name of it. There was about 100 of us there, okay? And, Donna spoke. Archie probably said a few words. I might have said one or two. We learned that the sheriff was an amazing auctioneer. Very entertaining, by the way. Very entertaining. And, he didn't allow you to say no, that you didn't want to bid. Okay, that just didn't work. But the star of the show was a student that had been in the program a couple years. And he shares the story that he didn't like to speak in crowds at all. He did not want to read and could not read well. And he was introduced to K-9 classmates. So he would come, meet with the dog, love the dog, pet the dog, and he'd bring his book. Started reading a little bit. Oh, this is not too bad. Then he decided, after a few more sessions, that he actually liked to read. And then he decided, you know what, I'm good at reading. I think I could read to my class. And you could see the pride. You could see how he discovered who he could be. It was great. There weren't many dry eyes when he finished speaking that night. And what it demonstrated to me and a lot of people there was the bond that Donna understood between dogs and children, and how it served them to become who they could be. And it's a magnificent legacy, one that has to be acknowledged, one that has to be honored, and one that has to be supported, and I know we're all going to do that. So Donna, I pray you'll be with the Lord and with a bunch of your dogs. God bless you. May you rest in peace. And now my good friend, who plays better golf than I do, Jeff Quinn.
That's bold. When you're this far down the speakers list, it's hard to come up with something that hasn't already been said about Donna. But I'm going to try, and I'm going to try to do it in less time than Ron Frisk. Donna and I first met some 20 years ago at Canyon Animal Clinic, where I met most people back in those days. And We met across the exam table, which was elevated with a big hairy dog in between us, Malamute. I could hardly see Donna. All I could see was a head and hair. But I quickly learned that Donna and Archie had just moved to Canyon Lake. They were so excited. They bought a home. They wanted to be part of the community. She told me about their careers working for nonprofits in Houston. Can you people hear me okay? Okay. Working for nonprofits in Houston, and she told me about a nonprofit she had started in Houston called Pause. She was energetic, she was extroverted, she was decisive, she was quick talking. My first impression of Donna was, this lady's a little dynamo. Little did I know. For the next few years, I watched Donna and Archie struggle to get their fledgling canine classmates off the ground. And it wasn't easy. Archie was still working in Houston and commuting, so Donna was the driving force. Donna was the first and only best buddy for quite a while. She started with Starksville Elementary that had just opened, and then Blanco Elementary. But eventually Archie retired. They kept plugging along, and the program slowly and surely grew to what we know it is today. But it wasn't all peaches and cream. I remember some sad days, some tearful days. I remember one day when we put two of the aging, ill Malamutes down on Archie and Donna's porch. We've heard a lot about when they got their first McKenna grant. Well, that was not the first grant that was applied for. There were many grants that were applied for and hoped for that weren't received. I remember fundraisers that weren't fundraisers at all. They were more expense raisers. So it wasn't all up and down, ups and downs, but there were a lot of happy times and joyous times. I remember the reading scores going up, the program slowly growing, adding more schools, more kids, more best buddies. I remember getting that first grant and that first gala. And I think probably one of Archie and Donna's most memorable joys is attending the high school graduation of Cannon and Tyler, two of Donna's first students, attending their high school graduation and then starting a scholarship for them. And they're both back there in the back of the room. For the past 7 years, I've gotten to see either Archie or Donna every Tuesday in the morning and in the afternoon as they delivered one of the canine companions to me at Starksville Elementary. And almost always, the first student or the last student of the day was in the room with me. And I noticed that Donna has just a remarkable, uncanny ability to connect with those kids so quickly. I wish it was a gift. She would ask questions, she would offer encouragement, she would celebrate even the smallest successes. It was a gift. And I hope that if Donna's remembered for one thing, it's the impact that she had on countless students' lives. You just have no idea. You can ask any of the best buddies here. I could, if I had more time, I could cite you example after example about the change in a kid from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. And I think that's Donna's crowning achievement. Archie, on a personal note, Elena and I have so many memories of the time that the four of us spent together. I remember a very wet, cold parade of boats night. Do you remember that? I remember a Wassailfest adventure, a snowed out Wassailfest adventure that turned out to be really a fun evening. I remember a couple of crawfish boils, and I remember you and Donna, myself, and Larry, who's somewhere back there, winning the first annual Blanco Chamber of Commerce golf tournament. And let me tell you, the field of competition was really tough. Comal County's a better place because of Donna Dishman. Donna, your K-9 classmates community loves you. Your friends love you. Thank you for showing us what a life of commitment, compassion, and hard work can accomplish.
Mr. Harmon, this is a gentleman that, for those of you, this is Jerry Harmon. Jerry was a neighbor, but he also is my sister's oldest daughter's father. And we came, I know, that kind of confused everybody, didn't it? When we went looking for property, the only reason we went to Oak Shores was because the Harmons was there. And that was how we got in, used their code, and so, little deception there. But anyway, this is Jerry Harmon. Jerry has been a friend and supporter and neighbor and just an all-around amazing.
Thank you.
Does that work?
Yeah, is this one, is this the one?
Where'd you get that one? Oh.
Just standing there. Unlike most people, I have no credentials for being up here. I'm not in law enforcement. I'm not an important person. I'm not a vet. But we were blessed to be close friends with Donna and Archie. We count them among our dearest friends, and so we wouldn't have missed this opportunity for anything. Now, I will take what Jeff said and tell you that I consider getting up here and saying amen to all this and leaving, because I know it's been extensive and you can't say enough good things about Donna Dishman. And so I had a 30-minute presentation set up, and I kept scratching things off, and I'm down to a couple of quick stories. Donna and Archie and Gene and I were Longhorn fans, and we spent a lot of time together talking about the Longhorns, went to numerous football games together, and Donna, as you know, somebody said Donna can be very direct. And Donna and I had a special relationship. We were able to talk down to each other, okay? And I remember early on, she said, I get so excited watching football. She said, now we can talk about it before, but she said, don't call me during the game. If we win, you can call me, but if we lose, don't you dare call me. We picked up a dog at the cell phone parking lot at San Antonio Airport one day. I had seen this dog, good-looking dog. We were waiting on our daughter to come in from the Netherlands, and when everyone had left the parking lot, the dog was still there. And my son-in-law said, hey, that dog looks lost. And long story short, we end up with the dog comes home. And I don't know, a couple of weeks later, Don and Archie and other friends in the neighborhood came over to the house. We were having a little get-together. And Donna brought the most beautiful plate of meat and cheese. And our house, we had a bar in the kitchen, and then we had a low serving bar in front of it, and she set it down on there. I don't need to tell you what happened. I imagine you've guessed it. But we came back around after drinking some refreshments, and that plate was clean, not a crumb on it. And so I was going to jump on the dog, and I'm about to discipline him. And Donna, don't you dare discipline that dog. That dog's an opportunist. And you haven't set limits for that dog. Did I mention Donna was direct? And I said, yes, ma'am. I will net this out by saying that Jesus, in all the Gospels, embraced children. He embraced them and used them as a model as to how they ought to be valued and treated. Donna and Archie bought into that wholeheartedly, completely. And so I say, God bless you, Archie. And I know Donna's been blessed. Thank you.
Mr. Everett, there you are. Jerry is a former best buddy, and he just wanted to say a few words. There you go. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Nell and I met Donna at the Comal County Sheriff's Academy in 2012. Can't modulate. She was very convincing that her reading dogs actually helped third, fourth, and fifth graders overcome reading difficulties with measurable success. Between 2012 and 2017, Nell and I met Donna at a number of fundraisers. You've heard of some of them already. For organizations that Nell and I supported on the lake. She was delightfully tireless and relentless in recruiting volunteers called Best Buddies and advocating her expanding reading assistance to more schools. Those huge dogs were always there. As I wound down my volunteer work on the lake, Donna and Archie's reading program began to be an attractive alternative for hands-on kind of volunteering. So I contacted them in 2018 and volunteered to be a Best Buddy. After a couple of training sessions in Freiheit Elementary, Donna and Archie turned me loose with a full schedule of 8 students, 1 day a week. When I retired from K-9 classmates 5 years later, I had facilitated 2,528 student reading sessions. I witnessed for myself the magic of Donna and Archie's reading program. Except for 3, all of my students started the semester way below level, and by the end of the semester, they were all reading on level or above. It is just phenomenal. This reading program truly gave my students a new lease on their future. Donna's legacy is simple. Ensure that all children can read so that they and their families can have measurably better lives. Thank you.
I was petting the dogs back there, so I'm sorry. Diane Shaw. Diane, are you here? Shaw.
I am here.
She's here.
Shawley, is
Shawley, that's correct.
I won't tell them why you're here then. You will tell them why you're here.
Okay. If I get up here without killing myself.
Oh, please don't trip or anything.
Yeah. I'm Diane Shawley, as I was introduced, and I'm really here representing the Pilot Club and as well the Lions Club too. I met Donna 20 years ago, and we've all heard stories of Donna's history with canine classmates, and it's an amazing story. I saw an article in the Old Times Guardian newspaper in Canyon Lake. Does anybody remember that newspaper? Have you been around it? Okay, Jeff. Very good. And it talked about this lady that was starting a literacy program for younger children to help them read and to help them overcome shyness. So we called her, and she came and talked to a meeting. We were still meeting at the old library before the new Time-Preston Memorial Library was built. And she walked in with this animal who put his head on the table. We had no idea that she had such large dogs. And this is before the Newfies, I think, Jeff. I think she was doing Malamutes, yeah, and that's a different breed of dog than the Newfoundlands are that she had come to love and train. Ever since that time, Donna has been a favorite of our Pilot Club. We always had her come and speak to us every year. She was on our list of nonprofits that we donated to. And she was likewise loved by the Lions of Canyon Lake, New Lions of Canyon Lake too, because of people like Jeff Quinn, who started as the veterinary doctor. And so he went on to be a best buddy, right? You have a best buddy with, yeah. So anyhow, some of our pilot members even quit pilots and went to, started taking their own personal family dog to best buddies. So when we learned of Donna's passing, we were devastated. Donna never forgot that she felt like she got her start with the help of the Pilot Club of Canyon Lake. And we remember that, and we treasure that she had that thought in mind. And we will miss her terribly. We were all devastated to learn of her passing. There will never be another Donna. Thank you all very much for coming.
Susan Holland. And then Katie, are you ready? Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, I did not know Donna well, but I got invited to a gala, and I don't even remember how many years ago, but those two lovely young men back there, they were like in 5th grade, and one stuttered and one had a hard time reading, but here they were talking at this gala when there's all of these adults out there, and I just couldn't believe that they had the confidence to get up and talk to all of the people out there. And it just sucked me in. So then, when I did talk to Donna on occasion, and every time you talk to her, it's just an example what everyone has said. She was just such a force. And you didn't even realize it, but you were, getting sucked in and going along. But it's so positive, everything that she was doing. So it wasn't really that you were, doing anything you didn't plan on doing. And anyway, I wrote something down that I just had to say how special she was, even from someone that didn't know her well. She was just so much part of the community, and I just feel a huge loss, but I know that everyone is going to fill the space. It's just, I just felt like someone who wasn't up and whatever, so close to her, should say, she is such a part of the community that it's going to be so hard to fill, but I'm sure it will. Thanks very much, and so glad everyone is here.
In closing, we've asked Katie Nolte as the marketing director for Canon Classmates. She's going to fill all the holes and tell you things that you might not have known about Donna. And I will come back to the losing the credit cards. Every time we made a trip, the credit card would be dropped down by a console, it would be left on top of the gas station pump, and it would be like, oh, I lost the credit card, or I misplaced it. Well, pardon me? Oh, and that was Archie's card. I'll have to tell him sometime. Sometimes. Anyway, I'll thank you on behalf of everybody, the board of directors, family, those of us our friends, and thank you all for being here. And I am stepping away, and Katie, you're finished. Thank you.
No pressure. All right, so life is a thing to be celebrated, and Donna definitely lived a life to be celebrated. She had more passion than anyone I've ever known. She was a go-getter, a hard worker, and a force you could not stop or convince to take a vacation. I tried. She worked long, emotional, tireless days doing what she created and what she loved. In her mind, she would rest when all of the kids that needed her services were served. She did allow herself a little respite on Sundays as they were celebrated with Bloody Marys, her beloved husband, beloved dogs, and soaking up the sunshine. While outside, Donna kept her eye on the cardinals. They were a bird that held a special place in her heart. Every time she saw one, she was reminded that her grandmother was close by, watching over her. Cardinals symbolize a messenger from a departed loved one, offering reassurance that they are near and at peace. I hope when you see a cardinal or a dog, you think of Donna. Donna was always on the move. She rarely sat still or had a free moment to talk about life outside of work. But the moments we did have, I will forever cherish. When she told me she was a flight attendant for Pan Am on their Central American route, while laughing, she proceeded to ask me if I was even old enough to know what that was. She had a great sense of humor. Donna was never one to dote on herself or even allow others to do so. This is why we are all here, to brag and to share our love for her in ways that I hope she saw from every one of us. And she can't tell us no. I hope Donna took moments throughout her life to sit with herself and admire what she had done for the community in numerous ways over the years, and understand just how much she was appreciated. Donna had so much passion for dogs and children, you can rest assured that if you weren't either, you were probably third on her list. And you were definitely not allowed to ride shotgun, as that was Gander's reserved seat. In a perfect world, she would have reached every child she could to better their lives, whether through literacy and confidence or comfort and healing. Donna experienced, studied, and used the human-animal bond throughout her life. She understood the value that dogs gave her life and knew the appreciation the dogs felt from having a job. She needed the world to experience it, and she was set to teach others the power and comfort that animals bring. She created Paws Houston, which allowed chronic and terminally ill patients in hospitals to have their animals visit with them. The results were astoundingly positive on patients' mental and physical health. Archie shared a story with me that on one occasion, Donna was unloading a patient's cat from its carrier, only to be attacked by what she later found out was the patient's feral cat and required rabies vaccines. I don't know if this is where her disdain for cats came from or the reason that she got a black belt in karate. Canine Classmates is not over, it's evolving. Donna created her legacy, and it is up to us, her team, her family, her friends,
the community to continue the memory of her, the love and the work she created, and we could not do this without your continued support. As one funder beautifully stated, Donna's work was gentle, genuine, and powerful, but she also had such a kind presence that made working with her an incredible joy. I am so grateful for the years I knew her. There are a lot of things I didn't know or I would have liked to know, but I do know this. Dogs were her children, children were her life. Archie was her best friend, and she lived life with passion and drive at every opportunity. Whatever your favorite memory of Donna may be, barefoot with a glass of wine after an exhausting gala, or saying that the only salad she enjoys is between 2 hamburger buns, keep that in your heart. Share it with people. I think I speak for all of us when I say Donna will not just remain a memory, but a legacy in our hearts and in our community for generations to come. Thank you all for coming tonight. Now may you please stand. We're going to have a benediction by Chaplain Jenny Cookfer.
What a glorious evening, right? What a wonderful tribute. I'm honored to be a part of it. And would you join me in prayer? Almighty and all-loving God, we praise you, are grateful to you for your gift of life. We thank you for the life you've given in all creation. We thank you for human life, for our individual lives, joined collectively today to support one another. And we thank you for the specific life that you have given to our loved one, family member, friend, and colleague, Donna Dishman. Please embrace each grieving one here today in your amazing love. We celebrate the many ways she, Donna, represented your love and your hopes for a better future for others, for her love and devotion to Archie, for her resolve in helping children read and keeping children safe, for her love of animals, especially those she called her kids, and for what she has meant to the Canyon Lake and New Braunfels communities, and for generations of children and parents who have been so blessed by canine classmates. We honor her life today. May her memory inspire each of us to strengthen our commitment to helping others in the ways you would ask of us. May Donna's dedication to these values inspire our own actions to enhance your kingdom on this earth, remembering that neither death nor life is able to separate us from your love in Jesus Christ our Lord. And now, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May God give you grace never to sell yourself short, grace to risk something big for something good, grace to remember that the world is too big for anything but truth and too small for anything but love. So may God take your minds and think through them. May God take your lips and speak through them. And may God take your hearts and set them on fire. Amen.
Amen.